This is Phil's Gumballs Adventures. Just doing a quick heads up. The following video that's coming is basically just a preface to tips and tricks and things that you can do to start your business. For those who are just beginning, it's just something to get you started. They give you a kind of a guideline, really. But I like to also say that I'm not a professional. This is not something I've been doing for years. I've only started this year, about a month or two back. I've been wanting to do it for several years. I just didn't really have the chance to do it until not too long ago, when I finally started making an investment towards it. So that's all it is. It's just the beginning to that video to let you know the best way to get started and the things that I wish I knew going into it. So hopefully it helps you in a way that it helped me. And if you can use any of this information, by all means. If you've got any comments you want to make, please make them. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. If there's any questions that you want to ask me, or if you want to throw into a video, be happy to answer them as best I can. But yeah, I will respond. I've got no problem responding to you at all. Just let me know. But like I said, hopefully this is information that you can use that has greatly helped me as I've been moving forward in this process. It's a journey, but it's a journey that you're not on alone. So happy selling. And again, the following video coming up should help quite a bit if you're able to glean any information off of it at all. Till then, happy selling. Hey guys, Phil's Gumball Adventure with you again. I made a lot of videos so far, and they kind of encompass what I've been going through in the day-to-day, but I didn't really actually go through what it takes to get started. I didn't really actually go through all that. So I'm going to tell you as best I can what I did to get started, and hopefully it helps you out. If you're going to get into this world, the first thing you need to do is you need to get a membership at Sam's Club. That helps. That's your starting ticket right there. Unless you live somewhere where they've got wholesale candy and you can get great rates on it, you really need to have a membership at Sam's Club or Costco or BJ's or any place in your area that has the supplies you're going to need to get started. The second thing you need to do is decide whether you want to get brand new machines or used machines. The best advice is to start out with some used machines to test the waters a little bit. You don't want to go and buy $2,000–$3,000 worth of brand new machines just to find out that the business is not for you. That's a hard lesson to learn. These days you can pick them up fairly cheap, anywhere between $75 and $150 a piece. There's a lot of great places you can pull from. Facebook Marketplace, eBay, Craigslist, Let It Go, Buy It Now. I mean, there's a lot of places on the internet that you can actually pull from. And if you do Facebook, especially, you can find local, your surrounding area, like yard sales. I mean, there's vendors all around you. And then you can go to wholesalers as well, like candymachines.com, and there's a whole slew of places you can deal with. But you can get them fairly cheap if you go the first route. If you go brand new, there's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you plan on doing this long term, it's the best way to go. The third thing, understand your machine. Once you get your machine, you need to know how to take it apart and put it back together. I don't care anything else in that setup. You need to really understand how it works. Take it apart, put it back together, take it apart again, put it back together. Take pictures of every step that you do so that you remember what goes back where. That's a kind of a no-brainer. Write down the steps that you take. Anything that takes you can help you remember how to do it, do it. There's a lot of machines out there to buy. I'm going to say to stay away from anything that is unbranded. They are cheap. The materials are a whole lot cheaper, but it don't mean better. Unbranded stuff is not very reliable. I don't care what the marketing is on it. It's not as reliable as you would hope it would be. Plus, name brand like Beaver, Northwestern, LYPC, TPICO, Rhino, Verver, any one of these companies, as long as there's a company logo on it, you have a place of contact. That's important, because if something goes wrong, you have a way to get your repair parts. Repair parts are key in a lot of these, especially if you go used. You're going to want to have at least one or two of each item ready to go so that you can replace it out and you don't have to worry about your machines being down. Or keep a spare machine in the background and have it ready to trade out in case one of your machines goes down. Invest in a pad. Any kind of booklet that you can take notes in. Memo pads. You're going to want to have a stack of sheets that you can list your customers' names, the type of machine they have, the date of service, the date of installation, anything with the month of dates on it, so that you can circle what date you put it in, and then you know what day you're going back to check on them. You're also going to want to write down what you've got in their machine so that you don't ride around with 35 cases of every single different product when all you need to take with you is 3 or 4. That leads me into the next part. Your machines, if you do a single head, gumballs. It needs to be gumballs, because gumballs is the only thing you make money with consistently. As right now, 2022, post-pandemic, inflation prices, gumballs is still a decent moneymaker. Everything else is questionable. Skittles is number 2 for moneymaker. Hot tamales is number 3. Peanuts. If anybody is eating peanuts, that's a good number 4. Decent moneymaker. Now, the break-evens are cashews, peanut M&Ms, Micanites, and some other candies out there that are less than profitable. You mainly have those as fillers. But it's still doable. It's just a slow going to get that money back for that. Next tip. Start out with one machine. Don't buy 50, just start out with one. And I'll tell you why. It's because once you get that machine, and once you got that candy, and then you get your location's key, you got to have a place to put it. And you need to put it in a place that's going to be optimal for that machine. So understand where you're putting it and the type of machine you're putting there. A single head, double head, the 3 heads, the 4 heads. You don't want to take up too much of your customer's space. You need to know what kind of customer base they have. And you're going to want to have it somewhere where they have a cash register. If they got a cash register, then you know at least the customer's getting change back. So if people are walking by this machine, that's a second opportunity to get a coin in your machine. Not very many people walk around with cash anymore, or coins. But there's still a few out there that are old school that don't mind carrying change. But you need to stay on top of that. That's very important that you put it in places where there's cash registers. You don't want to put it someplace where no one's walking around, you know, on a constant level. 5, you need to make sure that you put it in a place where there's always somebody there in a business. Laundromats are good as long as somebody's there overseeing the business. If it's one of those places where you can walk in and walk out and no one's there managing the place, your machine will get stolen. It will get taken from you. You're going to notice that there's a lot of machines that show up on eBay and Marketplace and everywhere else where individuals are selling these machines, but there's no locks, or there's no keys for the locks. I'm not going to say that they stole them, but I will say that some of them got there in a suspicious manner. So you got to be careful with that. Extremely careful with that. There's going to be a part 2 to this. There's a lot of other tips I want to give you, but this is just to start with, so that if you're beginning, you need to know what you're getting into. So that's your first half of this video, to let you know what you're getting into, and then I'll be back for part 2 in a little bit. Take care.